Hello children, welcome back to the second module of our next chapter, that is reaching the age of adolescence. Well children, in the first module we get to know what is adolescence, what is puberty, what are the different glands or the endocrine system that helps us in producing the different kind of hormones that brings about changes in our body. Now here in this module we are going to learn about the hormone that gives us the secondary sexual characters in both male and female. Now before that, let us first understand what is secondary sexual characters. That means how do we exactly define a boy and a girl. The characters that are the external characteristics which differentiate a man from a woman in appearance during the puberty with some physical changes. For example, in female, the secondary sexual characteristics not only bring about the physical and emotional changes that occurs during the puberty, whereas there are some physical changes as well. The first one is increase in height. Suddenly you might have noticed that few girls, after crossing the age of 10 and 11, they suddenly increase in height. Now that is due to the secondary sexual characteristics brought about due to the presence of puberty period within a man or a woman. Next is widening of hips. Now you must have noticed that in few girls the hip region is absolutely broad. It is widened, and it is because of this puberty stage. Softer and smoother skin. Well, the girls always have the softer and smoother skin. Then you can see the next point is increase in breast size. Then growth of pubic hairs and underarm hairs. Enlargement of external genitals. Formation of mature ova and the beginning of menstruation. Now the other points like the increase in breast size, growing of pubic hair and underarm hairs, enlargement of the external genitals, all are the one step or the changes or the physical changes that you can see in a matured girl, in a girl that puberty has already occurred. Now the next point, that is formation of matured ova and the beginning of menstruation, we will learn after we complete the male secondary sexual characteristics. Clear children? Okay, now after completing the female secondary sexual characteristics, let us move to our next segment, that is the male secondary sexual characteristics. So the male secondary sexual characteristics mean there are same as usual: increase in height, growth of underarm hairs, growth of pubic hairs, broadening of shoulders, deepening of voice, increase in reproductive organs, and increase in muscle mass, formation of sperm. Now we'll learn one by one. Now as in female, similarly in male also there would be increase in height during the puberty stage, increase in perspiration, that means more amount of oxygen is required for the body to undergo the exercise, or energy requirement will increase. Then similarly as in female, there would be growth of underarm and the pubic hairs, but in females there would be broadening of hip, and in males there would be broadening of shoulders. Now in female it is broadening of hip due to the presence of the reproductive organ during in their hip region, but the broadening of shoulders is due to the physique of the man. Now next, deepening of voice, whereas in female we have learned that the voice will become shrill, it will become soft, it will become absolutely normal, but in boys it will deepen down. And you might have also seen that in few male the voice will become absolutely coarse and heavy. Now why it is there, I'll let you know. Let us first move on to the next points. Then the next point is the increase of the reproductive organs. I'll show you the diagram of the reproductive organ of male also. Next is increase of muscle mass. Now you might have seen that how the muscle increases in male as that there is an increment of age. And then formation of sperms. Now these all are the male secondary sexual characteristics. Now before we end up here, let me show you a picture where you can see an Adam's apple. Now, okay children, now here you can see the outgrowth in the neck of the male is known as Adam's apple. It is absent in female. Now how does Adam apple is formed? Now see the area, above the vocal cord and the area beneath the vocal cord, that means the area from where the sound is produced, there is a thyroid cartilage. Okay, now that vocal cord, that thyroid cartilage, when it grows abruptly, or if there is a certain growth in their neck, then there is an outgrowth in that cartilage, and that outgrowth of that voice box, that extra growth of the voice box, is known as Adam's apple. So whenever you swallow something, it will move up and down because it is attached to your thyroid section, and from there sound is produced. So the movement you can see very easily and very clearly. Okay, now let me show you the male reproductive organs and female reproductive organs. So children, to know more about the reproductive phase of man, that is for male and female, let us move to our next section, that is reproductive phase of life in humans. Now, what do we exactly mean by the reproductive phase of life in human beings? Now, human beings are both male and female. So, in female, the reproductive phase of life begins at puberty and generally lasts till the age of 45 to 50 years. Now, during this period, there is a cycle which I'll let you in brief. In that cycle, one ovum matures from one ovary at one time in each month, and then is released by in about 28 to 30 days. That means it's a cycle. After 28 to 30 days in each month, it will get released. Now during this period, the wall of uterus will become thick so as to receive eggs, and if it does not occur, then there will be shed of blood. For your better understanding, see, I have shown the female reproductive system. Now in this diagram, you can see the vagina towards the lower end of the diagram, the vagina, then the cervix, the cervical canal, the ovarian ligament which is connected to the uterus, that is endometrium, then towards the ligament, ovarian ligament, is connected the ovary. Now with the ovary, there is a cap-like structure known as the fallopian tube, and then the uterine, the cap-like structure over the total reproductive system is the ovarian fundus. Now to understand much more better, let us understand the first cycle, that is the menstrual cycle. Now what exactly do you mean by the menstruation? The process in a woman of discharging blood and other materials from the lining of the uterus at the interval of one lunar month, that is 28 days, from puberty till menopause, except during pregnancy, is known as menstruation. Now what is menstruation? Actually, what is the meaning of it? It is a breakdown of the lining of uterus wall and discharge through vagina with a small amount of blood and other cells. Now what exactly happens during this phase? Now let me explain you properly. Exactly, the menstruation cycle lasts for 3 to 5 days. If the ovum is not fertilized, then the corpus luteum, that is the unfertilized ovum, will regress from the 24th day of the cycle, and which will cause the decrease of estrogen, that is the estrogen and progesterone, that is the reproductive hormone in female, and it will result in the shrinkage of the inner lining of the uterus, which will result in breakdown of the inner lining of the uterus wall, along with which the huge amount of blood and the ruptured shell will flow out from the vagina. Now exactly when there is the first onset of this menstrual cycle, it is known as menarche. That means at the age of 10, when the first time a female get this period, it is known as menarche, and it lasts for for the age of 45 to 50 years of age. But during this 40s and 50s years of age there is a permanent stopping of this menstrual cycle, and this permanent stopping is termed as menopause, which is the end of the fertility stage of the woman. Okay. Now let us move towards the hormones that is secreted in females during this stage, and from where we'll also see that. So the hormones that are released during the reproductive stage is estrogen, that is from ovaries, and its function is to produce egg and prepare uterus for the receiving of the egg. Not only that, it also helps in developing the secondary sexual characteristics in females. So now children, I hope you have understood the female reproductive parts and its hormones released from the body properly. Now let us move to the second part of this reproductive stage of man. Now this is the reproductive organ of man. See, the urine bladder is there, then the ureter is added to it. From the ureter has been coiled two tube-like structures known as vas deferens. Then it is attached to a prostate glands where the seminal vesicle is also added. Then the urethra is extended towards the testis and penis. Towards the penis. And at this side there are two lobe-like structure, the bag-like structure, that is known as the testis. Now the testes are the two bag-like structure that stores sperm, and when the pituitary gland send message for the release of the sperm, this testis release sperms through the erectile tissues, through the vas deferens, and which get mixed with the fluid in the seminal vesicle, and it becomes the semen, and then it is released out through penis. Now let us understand what are the reproductive hormones released from male. Those are testosterone, which is released from testis. Its function is to produce a sperm and the secondary sexual characteristics in the male. So children, I hope you people have understood how the secondary sexual characteristics are different in both male and female. Okay, now let us move towards the next part of the chapter, that is the sex determination in humans. Now what do we exactly mean by the sex determination? Sex determination means whether the unborn child is a male or a female. To understand it better, we need to first understand what is chromosomes. Now chromosomes are the genetical structures that are found in our cells, in all the cells of plants and animals, that carry a few hereditary characteristics. Now these chromosomes are found in nucleus of the cell, and it is very, very important for in the reproductive system. Now the chromosomes are made up of chromatids and acetic acid, which is connected through the center or somewhere near where two chromatids join together is known as centromere. Now in humans, these chromosomes are of 46 in numbers or 23 pairs, where the 1 to 22 pairs are known as autosomes, whereas the last pair, that is the 23rd pair, is known as the sex chromosomes. The autosomes or the autosomal chromosomes are 22 homologous. Homologous means the same kind, containing same information in it, whereas the sex chromosomes are the determinator of the gender and contains gene which is important for both male and female development, and it is known as the sex determinant chromosome or the sex chromosomes, which is in male it is X and Y. Now as we already know that in a male X and Y chromosomes are present, and in a female both the sex chromosomes are of X. So during the sexual mating or when there is a reproduction stage, then if the X chromosome of a father combines with the X chromosome of the mother, then it will be X and X, that is a daughter. But if the Y chromosome of the father combines with the X chromosome of the mother, then it is X and Y, that is again a male member. But if the Y chromosome of the father combines with the X chromosomes of the mother, then it is a male child. Similarly, again, if there is a X chromosome of the father combines with the X chromosome of the mother, then it is a female child. So this is how the sex is determined in the reproduction stages. But in India, the determination of sex or the gender of the unborn child is illegal, and it is barred or it is banned in all the doctors and laboratories. So children, I'll keep my video till here, and in the next video I will be back with the last part of it.